Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Clint Wilkinson, owner of Wilkinson's Fine Goods. So, I'm going to start utilizing our YouTube channel quite a bit. I've been thinking, got a lot of ideas, and ideas take time. I don't know if I have enough time to do this, but we're just going to freestyle it a little bit. I want to show you guys a peek into our shop, kind of what goes on around here. Not on a daily basis, but we have a lot going on that you guys may be interested in. We're gonna do some product reviews, maybe do some how-tos. I don't know, but for this vlog session, we're going to take a tour of the shop. So, talk about the shop real quick. A lot of y'all that follow me may know the story about my business, but for those who don't, I'll explain it really quick. In 1957, my granddad started his own leather business, Weldon Saddle Shop. He actually started it in this building that we're in right now. He was a saddle maker. He made tack, which is horse tack, rodeo equipment, all that stuff. My mom and my uncle and my grandma helped him during the week. They went to the rodeos and sold all the goods at the rodeos, then would come back and do it all over again. It wasn't until probably the mid-60s that he started carrying retail goods, boots, hats, jeans, shirts, you name it. And then it quickly turned into more of a retail store than a leather goods shop. So the building that we're in right now, actually, this wall back here was knocked down and about 3,000 more square foot was added on for the retail space. This section right here, where I do all my leather work for our shop, was actually where he did all of his leather goods. So when I was a kid, I grew up pretty much all around this area. And it's just really cool that I'm back here. Back here again. So fast forward to 1996, this building was too small. So we had to upgrade. And to this direction over here, we built a almost 10,000 square foot Western store, which is now occupied by Apple Jacks. So if you're familiar with Denton, it's probably where you know our shop from mostly, but now we lease it out to Apple Jacks, which is a liquor store next door to us. And they supply all the booze and the liquor to the bars downtown here in Denton and in and around Denton County. So great folks over there. Anyway, we closed the business in 2017 and I decided to keep the legacy going and started my own business back in the original building that we are in today. So that's a little brief history. If you want to get the full-blown history, you can go to Wilkinson's Fine Goods and go to history. There's other interviews I've done out there on the web you can search and find. So let's do a shop tour. All right. Let's go outside and look at the building out here. That building right here where Apple Jacks is where we were in from 96 until 2017. And then I moved here, back in the original building. We're gonna change the sign and some of the stuff up out front. This is the front door. All right. We're gonna walk in and look to our right. We have a awesome new dressing room that was put in by Carney Custom Cabinets here in Denton. They've been in Denton in operation since the 60s. They've done all of our shelving work in here. So we've got a legit dressing room. Over here, you will find my grandfather's memorabilia. We kept a bunch of it when we closed the shop down. So I always want to have something that's dedicated to him in here. And so some of these items in here were pretty important to him. He was is a member of the Texas Rodeo Cowboy Hall of Fame. That's the buckle there. Numerous awards, medals, some of his favorite spurs, WB. His name was Weldon Burgoon. So some of the spurs there. That's him and my grandma. Some old leather stamps, maker marks, WB iron. So this is one of the mallets that he used to tool leather. And as you can see, it was very well used. Very well used. So we have that. One of my favorite items, if you knew him, you always knew he had a dip in. So he had a customized sterling silver engraved WB skull can lid. He's lost the lid several times and somehow always found it. So I've got to have that in here. 50th anniversary Weldon's boots made by Anderson Bean, which is really cool. So if you do the math, we were in business for 60 years and I'm just continuing it on. So here we have one of our units where we put some of our new arrivals, clothing and boots, some of the hats. We're actually going to, see if I can zoom this out. Oh, there we go. We're actually going to add 2 more of these units and they'll be joined together. So it'll all look built in, and that's where all the clothing is going to go. We have some saddles here made by my granddad. This is my dad's roping saddle. It's one of my favorite saddles in here. It's got the Wilkinson plate, all engraved. This is a special saddle. This is my very first saddle my granddad made for me, probably 1982 when he made this. This is some of the spots where we keep denim, some of the hats, socks. So we'll go into product and things like that in another episode. Just kind of want to show you guys the shop. This is a saddle. This is my granddad's saddle he made for himself here. Got some nice artwork on the wall, photography by Scott Slusher, Tyler Sharp. You guys may know both of those guys. Tyler owns Modern Huntsman, and Scott is a outstanding Western photographer here in Texas. Over here, this is where we have all the leather shop that we make all of our own leather goods here in the shop. We'll go back here in just a moment. These are all swatches of Fenolio boots, so you can customize your own Fenolio boots here in our shop. And this is how we design our boots with them. So Fenolio's made in Nacona, Texas. Outstanding boots. Little place you can sit down to try on things. We've got some hats, some shirts. We have our Chano Farmer rack here, which is actually all of his stuff is going to eventually move over into one of these units here. But for now, we have it on this awesome handmade rack. Chano Farmer, outstanding guy, even more amazing craftsperson. He's like our very own Ralph Lauren. So he makes all of these jackets here in Denton. You can come in and try them on, customize them. We have all these different swatches that you can pick from, different liners. You can see one of the vests he's made with one of the Indian blanket liners here. This shirt here, actually, he just posted not long ago. We only have enough material to make 8 of these, and I believe we've already sold them out. Outstanding guy. We also sell some of his Texas cotton and Texas made shirts. These are the only shirts we know of that are made from Texas cotton that are actually made in Texas. You can't really find that. You may find shirts that are made in Texas, or you might find shirts that are made with Texas cotton but not made in Texas. These are the only ones that we know of. Come in long sleeve too. Let's venture on over here. It's the front window. So this motorcycle gets a lot of attention. 1973, I believe. Yamaha. This was Jason Lee. This was his bike. It still is his bike. He's trying to sell it, actually. Jason Lee, if you don't know him, look him up. He used to live in Denton. About 5 years or so, we became pretty good friends. So I have his bike here in the window, but it catches a lot of attention. Moving on. It's kind of our little book section. We're growing it. Got some old saddle memorabilia here that we used to have in the old shop. Patches for hats. Some of our Wilkinson patches and Weldon's patches are really popular here. Field notes. Just pick them up. Everybody knows field notes. Our candles, which we're actually running super low on, we get made in Aubrey, Texas. This scent is the Yellowstone scent, but our most popular scent is the Weldon Saddle Shop scent, which we're completely out of, and we'll be getting more soon. They usually fill up all of this section here. Los Poblanos out of New Mexico. The best lavender stuff on the market. We're very, very lucky to have their stuff. As a matter of fact, they're pretty particular about who they work with, so we've got some of the best lavender in the US here. And moving on, we have our own coffee, which is roasted here in Denton by the fine folks of West Oak Coffee. I've known them for quite some time. And we have a Weldon's Roast. Comes in whole bean or ground. Then we have a bunch of keychains we've made here in house, wristbands, got some Filson bags up here, Stanley thermos, Texas keychains, which I came up with this design in 2014. It's been replicated by a lot of folks, but as far as I know, I'm the first one that's come up with this particular design. We sell a lot of these, and you can come in and you can get your initials stamped in it. We actually can put your company's logo in there. Whatever you want to do, we can do that. We're running a little light on leather goods actually at the moment because, well, we just haven't had a lot of time to make them. And once we make them, they sell out, so it's hard to keep them in stock. Tres Cuervos out of New Mexico. Outstanding products. Some of these are handmade by veterans here. I'm actually wearing one right now myself. This is the African turquoise with the magnetic bullet closure, the 38 special closure here. Some of our wallets. That's where we keep our wallets. Dog collars. Haven't really promoted these, but we just make them and put them on the shelf, and they usually sell pretty quick. Another Filson bag. The original Filson briefcase, which I've done a review. I carry this bag, outstanding bag. I've been carrying it for 10 years. It is just amazing. So we have one in navy. We also have one in their tan. The belt rack. So this is what gets probably purchased the most. We make all of our belts in-house, with the exception of our dress belts. So our dress belts are made by Zeff & Parker Custom Boots down in Houston, Texas. And the reason why we get Parker Boot Company to make our belts is because I don't really like making dress belts. They take forever to make, and quite honestly, I hate painting the edges. Now, I can make just about anything, but Parker has the equipment down there, and they're able to just turn them out a little faster. So we work with them specifically on our dress belts, and we can make them in any type of leather you can think of, any type of exotic skin. So we've got alligator, we've got ostrich, we've got calf skin, we've got everything. But we do have some on the shelf that are ready to buy. These are our standard belts here that we make in-house. made with 10-ounce bridle leather. One of these days we'll go over how we make our standard belts, but these are by far some of our best sellers. Come in, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 colors, tan all the way to black. Then we have our Rambler belt, which we make in-house also. This is one of our most popular belts too. I machine sew freehand this scallop pattern on there. We're actually making some at the moment. We'll go through how we make those maybe in the next episode. Then we have our leather care Bix. You know, Bix is a great brand here in America. They have everything that you need, from leather cleaner, heavy duty conditioner, just a mild conditioner, which is what we use on just about everything, suede cleaner, and an exotic conditioner. Here we got some Stetsons, the open roads here, and we've got a women's straw here. Got our Mark Maggiore print. We have some handmade quilts here by Sky Rayburn. She just does phenomenal work. We'll go ahead and showcase this one right here. Absolutely phenomenal work. A lot of people think this is denim, but this is not denim. You can go on our site and look at exactly what material this is made out of. Go back over here. So this is basically my family history right here. All the way from top down to bottom. This is my grandmother here. This is my other grandmother. This is my granddad who started the business, and my grandmother, and then this is my granddad and me. All right, so the leatherwork portion of the shop. We are, or I am, in the middle of redesigning our shop. So when I moved over here to the shop, I had a vision of basically doing nothing but custom work. And I decided to get out of custom work about 2 years ago and make this a retail store. So the layout that I had was good for me, but now that we're doing more ready-made things, stuff off the shelf, you know, small little production runs, you kind of got to set the shop up a little different. So this is one of our tables here. As you can see, it's full of just random odd and end leather, and this is how we store it. This is a great way to store leather. However, we're going to go through and get rid of a lot of this odd and end lot stuff and try to make some stuff out of it so we can get more consistent colors and leather types and whatnot. This is our press, made by Weaver Leather. I've had this for years and years. I actually just had my buddy Dave modify this thing to where it works a lot better. It's our sink. We've got all along here our family portraits or paintings. This is a painting done by the talented Mandy Cave. Right next to that is me, probably 1983. Up above there is Dad roping. Another painting by Mandy, Grandpa and me. This is a Mandy painting that she did of me in my granddad's old shop. Some other ropings. Dad roping right here is one of my favorite photos of him roping. Just really getting off the horse. Just caught it at an awesome time. This is all the maker's marks of some guys of the National Bit and Spur Association here, saddle makers, and my granddad's mark is up there somewhere. TCAA poster, Cowboy Artists of America poster, one of the best shows that you can go to later in the year. This is where I keep some of my irons and hand tools, and we're going to eventually move this over to here. This is where we'll have the majority of our hand tools hung up on the wall. I at some point want to cover this wall with just nothing but tools, so it'll look really nice, and plus it's easier to get to. We've got our burnisher and our sander hooked up with our shop vac. I've got a lot of hand sewing thread in here. Dyes, paint, edge finishing. Here's where we do a lot of edge work and whatnot. We're eventually going to get rid of all this. This is our heat press and just other odd and end things that we kind of keep on the shelf here. We're eventually going to redesign this whole thing to where it looks a little bit more organized. Turning this direction, so we went over this table. Now we have our skiver. We got some Rambler belts we're about to start stitching. I've already stitched one on our new machine we just got. A lot of people ask me about this right here, what this material is made out of. I don't know. I got this from Japan. This was, if you look at a lot of Japanese leather artists, you'll notice that they use this green pliable material to cut on. And so I one day just Google translated what that material was and ended up finding a place and bought it. I have no idea where I bought it. I mean, I've had this thing for probably almost 10 years now, so I can't even tell you where I got it. Anyhow, it's great. Great material to cut on. Over here we got our vintage stitching horse. We've got our post bed machine, which doesn't get a lot of use. This is our newest machine, Texo 2750 Pro. I'm going to start making a lot of bags now that we have this thing. This is kind of my little workspace right here. This is my little cart. So what I try to do is keep everything off the table, you know, because we don't have a lot of room as it is. And so this cart comes in handy. I've got all my little tools I use up here all the time. I've got my drawer full of other tools. In here, got some other things. So this cart, it rolls around. It's really nice. That's the way I like to keep it. Over here, we got our weaver press. Got another tooling table, which we're eventually going to get rid of and just completely redo this whole back counter. This is our Seiko machine, flatbed machine. Get a lot of use out of it. And then we got our checkout counter and our hat steamer. So, take one last look. All right, long video, but a lot of y'all have probably been wanting to look to see what the shop is like. Some of y'all follow me that aren't from Texas or aren't anywhere around here. So this is the shop. This is where I spend pretty much most of the time outside of, you know, with the family at home. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. We are going to do a lot more videos like this that are just really rough. You know, I don't plan on spending a lot of money on equipment to make these videos, at least for now. But I want to utilize this channel, you know. I want to utilize this channel in a way that you guys get a peek in what goes on here. And hopefully it, you know, sparks your interest enough that you'll become a customer of ours. Not only that, just an interest in what goes on inside of our business and how we operate and how a small business operates on, you know, such a small scale. I mean, we are a micro business. I wouldn't even call us a small business because I only have one other employee outside of my mom helping me here. So, and we really don't plan on growing much further than that. You know, as long as we can pay the bills and just live comfortably. I mean, that's all that I really care about. I don't care about becoming some millionaire and trying to be this grand corporation or anything like that. I mean, I grew up in a shop where we weren't a corporation by any means, but we are a very large, small business. And it was hard, you know. I mean, we did nothing but spend time around the business, and I mean, I only probably went on 1 or 2 vacations my whole life growing up, and I don't want that for me and my kids, or for me, you know, in general. I mean, I know the toll that it takes to operate at that level, and I don't really have a desire to do that. We're just fine with where we're at. So anyway, saying all that, say this: we've got some Rambler belts to stitch, and we will be showing you guys how we make our Rambler belts. And then going forward, we're just gonna film random things and hope you guys enjoy it. That's all for now. Appreciate y'all. Follow us either on Instagram, wilkinsonsfinegoods.com. Subscribe to this channel. Like it, comment, all the stuff. Our website is wilkinsonsfinegoods.com. And we hope to see y'all around. All right, take care.